That's why a lot of these celebrities that start these things, they can't keep up. You know, like the Meghan Markles.
But you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like, guys, you don't got to do this. Please, I'm begging you to stop.
I knew her a bit before she met Harry. She was nothing like that. She didn't speak like that. Her mannerisms weren't like that. This is all fake.
You just can't keep faking it. It's too hard.
There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
Don't make yourself cry. Oh, I do that so well. Oh my God, it's crazy.
Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time?
Most of Meghan Markle's yacht girl pics have been scrubbed from the internet.
There was a sex tape about her.
And I saw it.
What do Americans really think of Harry and Meghan? We despise them.
Zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness.
But they can't make money off the royal family.
So why did you say yes to doing this show?
Because it's you. And to me, that means...
There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s.
There's evidence that suggests that she went on Epstein's yacht at the same time as Prince Andrew.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
It's all bull.
And in the tape, she's performing a sex act on him that's unbelievable.
Meghan Markle's out here crying on podcasts, signing gift baskets with royal titles she's not allowed to use anymore, and watching her own staff walk out the door. But under all the headlines are lawsuits, public backlash, and old rumors that never went away. If there's any royal title that still fits her, it's not Duchess of Sussex. It's the Duchess of Drama. Some folks say they'd believe Gail King went to the moon before they'd ever call Meghan Markle authentic.
This woman looks to me like a malignant narcissist. This woman has zero self-awareness.
I love that your eyes are sparkling right now. You know, Meghan, how are you today? Which, by the way, I just have to say, yes.
Enjoy them.
I forgot to have fun. You're right. You're right.
That 2-hour podcast that I just had to sit through with Jamie Kern Lima, who is also very cut off from the rest of the world.
So Meghan sat down with Jamie Kern Lima, a billionaire who built her own brand and became a kind of motivational icon, for what was supposed to be an emotional, raw podcast chat. But what viewers got instead? Pure cringe. The host was awkward. And Meghan? She was faker than her Netflix cooking scenes. In fact, one clip showed Meghan name-dropping her celebrity friends just to pump herself up, all while plugging her own project on her own podcast.
Welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show.
Her show is unlike any I've ever done.
A revelation. When you listen, it feels like a hug, but your brain and your spirit and your heart is like, wow.
When I look into Jamie's eyes, I feel like I am on some other cosmic level with her.
I could see the light around her. She's infused with light.
She dabbed her eyes, paused like she was about to break down, but no tears ever actually fell. And social media? They weren't having it. Critics instantly dug up an old clip where Meghan laughs about being able to cry on command.
We're at Soho House, Toronto, which is basically TIG headquarters for me. I write my stories here, I take my meetings here, and it's kind of amazing because all over the world, if I'm traveling, Soho House can still be home base. Don't make yourself cry. Oh, I do that so well. Oh my God, it's crazy. You're like, Meghan, 1 tear, left eye, go. Give me 3 seconds.
That video started making the rounds again, and suddenly, those podcast tears didn't look like a breakdown. They looked like a performance.
When you were saying, like, do you want to just do like cozies and no makeup? I like the idea of like, okay, great, let's let them see us.
Nobody talks like that and nobody acts like that, because that's weird behavior that we're seeing from both of these people if we're supposed to be thinking under the impression that they're being authentic.
Then came body language expert Scott Rouse, and his breakdown only made things worse. He said Meghan kept blinking too much, her face didn't match her words, and her hand gestures were completely off. These weird body cues, he explained, could be signs of discomfort, or flat-out deception. When Meghan talked about her pain, her face stayed calm. Too calm. Sure, her voice sounded emotional, but her body didn't match. And that left people wondering, was this heartbreak or a PR act?
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
Something's up here. See that little shoulder shrug when she said yes?
Yes, yes.
Did you hear how high her voice was when she said yes?
Yes.
When we're stressed, our larynx closes up a little bit and our voice tone gets a little bit higher. That's why the pitch of the S is so high.
Then came the headlines, pushed by a few loyal media outlets, calling the interview brave and powerful. But the public, they weren't clapping. They were watching closely and not buying what she was selling.
But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
They will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Because that's really what you want when you're 18. 40,000 emails, Maureen, from your mother.
These emails are so that when my children are of age, they can come to me and say, oh my God, you loved us so much. It's me, me, me.
Later in the podcast, a photo popped up showing a basket Meghan had gifted, along with a handwritten note signed, Her Royal Highness. One major issue, she's not allowed to use that title anymore.
Zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. That is a title that was stripped from her when she and Harry made their whole racism debacle and left the UK, left their royal duties, and moved to the US to bug all of us. She's using it in private with her friends. That's even weirder than if they were still trying to milk the titles in public. That is just like all the confirmation that I need that this woman is just obsessed with being a royal, that is all this was all about. And that she's angry that she screwed the pooch by claiming racism and basically getting kicked out of the family. She just can't give up the HRH titles that quickly. Like, this is literally what she has always wanted.
When she and Harry ditched royal duties, they gave up the right to call themselves his or Her Royal Highness. So when people saw that signature, they called it out fast. Even people who used to support her said it was cringe. The internet was full of one-liners like, "You can't have it both ways, Meghan."
A staggering 2/3 of Brits are calling for Harry and Meghan to be stripped of their HRH titles.
Now, the king can end this feud, but not by shaking hands with this treacherous little weasel, but by stripping him and his wife of the royal titles that they love to use for commercial gain without doing any of the work.
And now, it's not just internet trolls or former fans throwing shade. The royal family itself is feeling the pressure. In a poll, a whopping 97% of people said King Charles should strip Meghan and Harry of their titles for good. You can't use HRH, you can't use royal, and you can't be half in and half out, one expert said. So far, Charles hasn't acted. But insiders claim Prince William is done playing nice. He sees their actions as a betrayal, and when he becomes king, he's ready to cut them off completely to protect the crown. What used to be a private family rift, now it's a full-blown public meltdown.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
He blamed pretty much everybody, of course, as usual, other than himself, including his father, the king, who is currently, of course, suffering from cancer.
Ultimately, this whole thing could be resolved through him, not necessarily by intervening, but by stepping aside, allowing the experts to do what is necessary. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
At the same time, Meghan was busy trying to pivot again. Her brand, American Riviera Orchard, suddenly rebranded to something called As Ever. But even that move backfired. Small businesses already had that name. And then, people noticed her new logo looked a lot like the official coat of arms from a town in Spain. That kicked off potential legal drama. Online, users didn't see elegance or class. They saw a rushed, sloppy attempt to stay relevant. Products sold out in under 30 minutes, but the catch? Only a tiny batch was made. Some folks called it fake hype.
Meghan's podcast has fallen off the charts. She's been criticized for the content. There are rumors that her As Ever launch wasn't as successful as she considered it. Critically, With Love Meghan was not a success.
And just when it looked like things couldn't get any worse, her DIY bath salt recipe, featured on Netflix, might have sparked a lawsuit. A woman from Maryland named Robin Patrick says using Meghan's mix gave her serious burns and ulcers. She's diabetic and claims ingredients like arnica and Himalayan salt made things way worse. Now she's threatening to sue Meghan, Netflix, and Archewell for up to $10 million.
A lot of people, Meghan Markle was also in the Soho House. They said that she was a girl that was hired to walk VIPs and fill out the red carpets and stuff like that,
They hope to become actresses. They hope to become any type of celebrity, and they will do anything.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
You know, they start their way up. They latch on to the first rich guy or famous guy they get that they meet at the Playboy Mansion. This is their exit strategy. I'm going to marry this man, and he's going to take care of me the rest of my life.
You know, I mean, she used to be on
Was
Deal
he
or No
infiltrated?
Deal.
And now,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't-
Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with the briefcases.
She didn't like being objectified on Deal. And did you think it was an executive position, ma'am?
But this isn't the first time Meghan's past has raised eyebrows. Long before she became the Duchess of Sussex, there were already whispers, the kind that don't go away. One of the biggest rumors? That Meghan once worked as a yacht girl, a term used for women invited to exclusive yacht parties thrown by the super rich.
But Meghan Markle has been accused of being a former yacht girl. They're also claiming that she could have spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before meeting Prince Harry. Meghan was invited to join a yacht week in Croatia in 2016. There's evidence that suggests that she went on Epstein's yacht at the same time as Prince Andrew.
Some insiders say she might have been part of those events early in her acting days, and even though there's no hard proof, the story just keeps resurfacing. On top of that, there's the claim that Meghan wasn't as clueless about royalty as she pretended to be.
Meghan did claim that before dating Harry, she never Googled him, and she said she didn't know much about the royal family.
I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
She's gone on record saying she barely knew anything about Harry or the royals, but old blog posts and comments from friends say otherwise. Some say she had a serious fascination with royal life way before meeting him. Whether it's all coincidence or careful planning, people are still asking the same thing. Was Meghan's rise to fame strategic from the start?
These two never stop going on global media to trash the royal family and the monarchy, and each time they do it, they chip away at the mystique and the magic and the popularity, and that's why I despise them for what they're doing.
There was a time Meghan and Harry were seen as modern rebels, fighting outdated royal rules and making their own way. But now, a lot of folks see them as two attention seekers playing the victim card. Between the fake tears, the off-limits titles, and the shady product launches, every move feels like it's less about truth and more about spinning the story. They keep saying they want privacy, but then they write books, drop podcasts, and launch brands that all scream, "Look at me." So now the question isn't, were her tears real? It's, does anyone still believe her?